Welcome back to another episode of the Sinister Podcast. We are going to be going back to do some of our normal content. Now, the vlog this week, we're going to be doing Am I the Asshole? And for our first story, we're going to be reading Am I the Asshole for Firing an Employee After His Parents Died? I'm the VP of sales at a software company, and one of our sales development reps passed away at the beginning of April. Sadly, they were involved in a car crash and lost both their lives. Now, the employee in question is very young, 22-year-old guy, and has been with us for about 10 months now. He's a great employee, and we're thinking about promotions in the next about 6 months for him. His job is a high-paying one for a new grad, about $90K with commission and a base, so we expect a lot from this position. Because of the accident, we let him take a 1-month paid leave because of his absence from work, and he returned a few weeks ago, and his performance is severely lacking. He's super unmotivated, not cold calling and outreaching to Not cold calling, outreaching to prospects for the last 2 to 3 weeks, enough since he's come back. Our whole MGM team management has noticed this, and we decided to let him go because we feel like he'd need months and months to be able to produce again, and we can't wait that long.
We called him into a meeting on Friday afternoon and gave him the bad news. He was very calm and rude about it, told us to go fuck ourselves, and got up, went to his desk, grabbed a few things, and then left. I thought this was very, very unprofessional and extremely rude. I told my boyfriend about all of this, and he said myself and the MGMT team are a bunch of asses and pricks with no hearts. Am I the asshole? Update. Holy fuck, this blew up. I know this was shitty of me now, and I reached out to him again to see how he's holding up. He's staying at his girlfriend's place, and she's supporting him a lot right now. I offered to get my headhunter friend in touch with him when he's ready, and he accepted.
I mean, it is kind of shitty, but I mean, that's real life. You know what I mean? You got a month off of work. It's a grief. You lost your parents. But at the end of the day, if you can't go back to work and be able to pull your weight, that's an issue. You know what I mean? Your loss isn't their loss. You know, I mean, it is their loss because they worked at the company, but you have to be able to come back from that at some point.
Like, with grief is horrible, no matter who it is, especially for parents, but you're also an adult with a job, and life sadly goes on.
Yep, exactly. I mean, it is kind of like a damn, that kind of sucks, you know, like that's kind of a shitty situation, you know, you got let go, but like they said though, but he wasn't being nice to the customers and shit, and then he told them to go fuck themselves after they were like, hey, we might have to let you go, you know, that's,
Right.
What is cold calling?
I don't know. I
mean,
feel so illiterate every single time I read these.
I know, I'm like, what is cold calling? But, well, if we can find a definition right now, we'll put it up on the screen later.
Alright.
I'm gonna go with, everybody in the comments says they are the asshole, but
Cold calling is the unsolicited outreach, usually by phone, to potential customers who haven't previously shown interest, aiming to introduce a product/service, generate interest and qualified leads for sales. That makes a lot more sense.
everybody in the comments is like, OP has the nerve to say he was rude after being fired, this is unprofessional. I really don't think it is. I don't think these people in this chat are employed people. You know, after a couple months, you have to put it aside and be able to work. You cannot let the grief define you. You know what I mean?
This was also
6 years ago.
7 years ago.
Yeah.
So, considering our economy now, people kind of need the work.
Well,
7 years
here's a
ago.
comment that I think kind of describes it, right? It says, "You're the asshole for firing him without first giving him the steps of describing his issues to him and only giving him a chance to improve after he's only been back 2 to 3 weeks. It's not about having a heart, it's about making a dumb business decision for both you and him. So much smarter work for this guy to get him back on track after a temporary setback than to push the eject button and have to start over and find a new person."
Right. Like, people improve from
I do agree that they
feedback.
should have laid it out. You know what I mean? You guys gotta tell them just before firing him.
Right. Like, give him feedback on how you've been observing him and what needs to change to make this a healthy work environment for both him and his the employees.
Another comment says that they think the company should partner with a counseling staff because of the loss of 2 people from the company and for the employee that lost his parent. But you can't also rely on a company to do that. They do health insurance, they do dental insurance, they do all these other things. You can't always expect a workplace to be so accommodating. I don't know. This is kind of like you're not really assholes. It's just kind of an awkward situation, I think.
Right.
Would I be the asshole if I asked my pregnant wife to move out because she and her best friend decided to test my loyalty? My wife is pregnant with our daughter. Initially, we were really happy and excited about it, but then she starts acting like a nut job. She gets angry and irritated for small things, insults me when she doesn't like the food I make, and starts acting insecure and accuses me of losing attraction for her.
For example, she wanted to eat chicken sandwiches for dinner last week. Well, I made chicken sandwiches. So, she eats all the sandwiches, leaves me nothing, and told me that they tasted like shit. I wasn't pissed because she left me nothing, but if she didn't like them, why did she have to eat everything? When I asked her this, she told me that she was hungry. Okay, fine, she does this every time. Eats everything I make, then calls it shit. I don't argue with her because I work for more than 80 hours a week. And I really want to have some peace when I'm home.
So yesterday, a random girl starts flirting with me after the gym and asked if I wanted to meet up with her for some drinks. I rejected her and told her I was married, and when I got home, my wife started to hug me and apologize. When I asked her what happened, she told me that her best friend suggested a test for my loyalty, so they asked a mutual friend to flirt with me and asked me out. I passed! Yay! I'm really pissed, and I'm down with her antics. Would I be the asshole if I asked her to move out? Edit, I don't live in the USA, so please do not discuss the legalities based on the laws there. Well.
Well, so, not that this is any excuse, but for the first part about this with the nut job and irritation, that is regular pregnancy hormones that really can't be dealt with without, arguing.
There's a comment that's replying to his comment where he says, I don't argue with her because I work more than 80 hours a week. And the commenter said, I think given that line, he's probably then letting these feelings fester and is ready to snap. But it sounds like he hasn't really given the talk things over option a fair shake. Obviously, they've been together for a while. If he jumps right into kicking her out, he's kind of an asshole. Couples therapy might be the best bet, but talking through it at all is the minimum requirement. Working over 80 hours a week is probably making things worse too. He's probably on a short fuse from the hours, and she's probably got some pregnancy brain and is missing him. Sounds like they need to reconnect.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that sounds about
Like,
right. I think it's just the stresses of she's pregnant and the hormones, and you're working 80 hours and trying
right.
to deal with the hormones, and it's just this add ahead, and you have to be able to figure out how to get through it, or you're not going to come out together at the end of it.
And I understand money is probably a big problem. To work 80 hours a week while your wife is pregnant. Like, you need money. But I also understand it from her perspective. Like, you're pregnant, your hormones are all over, and your husband's gone. Like 80 hours a week, and
I just seen this
you
comment.
need him.
Oh my god, if she had been a man, this would be considered emotional abuse. Is this true, chat? If roles were switched, would this be abuse on the man's part? Or on the women's part? If man could get pregnant, if the woman kicked the man out, would that be an asshole situation? For doing the same thing.
And that's also a hard situation, because if you were to go on any social media, I think the comments would be 50-50.
Right.
Like, if a woman posted about kicking her pregnant man out of the house,
That's such a
women
weird
would comment and be like, you go, girl, you go, kick him out.
Right, no, literally. And then it'd be like, and it's the man now, and it's like, you're the asshole. I don't know, I feel like there's a weird double standard with situations like this.
There's always been a weird double standard for posting women and posting about a man.
Yeah.
Like, if a woman posts about hitting her boyfriend, they're like, as you should. You go, fight the power. But if a man posted it, he'd be in jail.
Right.
Abuse is abuse, no matter if it's a joke or not. You don't hit your boyfriend because he said no. You don't hit your boyfriend because he disagreed with you, or because he made you mad.
Exactly.
It is always a weird double standard. Yes, I want to say yes, you're the asshole if you don't communicate with her. I wish we had an update.
Right.
We don't. Or at least it's not linked anywhere in this post.
Am I the asshole for telling my stepdaughter to stop using period products in the bathroom she shares with my teenage sons? I've been living with my new wife and stepdaughter for about 6 months now. She's 19, almost 20, and I have 3 sons aged 18, 16, and 15. She's a really good kid, and she's a good influence on my sons, and I really enjoy having her around. My wife and stepdaughter moved into my house and sold theirs. My stepdaughter's father isn't present in their life, nor is my son's mother. All 4 children share a bathroom.
My sons have never lived for a long period of time with a woman, nor have they had long-term girlfriends. They had short visitation periods when they were younger, but never longer than an hour. So living with 2 women has been unusual for them.
My eldest son, 18, came to me last week when he said that his stepsister disposes of her used sanitary products in the trash can where they share, but doesn't use the toilet roll or sandwich bags to disguise what they are, and it makes him uncomfortable, which I think is reasonable. My sons are teenage boys and don't want to see their stepsister's period products on full display.
A few nights ago, I went into the kitchen to grab a snack, and she was there doing some work for university. My wife had mentioned that she knew she was on her period, so I took it as an opportunity to have a word with her. I told her my sons were uncomfortable and asked if she putting her used products in a diaper bag, or flushing them down the toilet.
Okay, pause. One, you can't flush them down the toilet, and why would you use a sandwich bag? Most of the time, all period products come with a wrapper on them that you can wrap your pad or tampon in, or put the tampon in the thing. Like, what the fuck?
And even then I take like
some toilet paper and like wrap it around and then cover it and put it in the trash. You know what I mean?
As someone who lives with a stepbrother, it has never been an issue because his dad has taught him all of this. So he's not disrespectful.
Right. She laughed and told me it was rich coming from a man who sheds like a gorilla and has produced 3 skid-marking sons, which I thought was just an unnecessary attack. I've been nothing but nice to this girl, and it's hardly a comparison. My son shouldn't be subjected to her unhygienic products if it makes them uncomfortable. She wanted to lecture me about how tampons can't be flushed, and it's very bad for the environment if she uses diaper bags for every one, which I think is just an excuse. I called her a scruff and told her that this is the way my house was, and what I say goes. I mean, she has a point, but she's also being an asshole.
Unhygienic? These are feminine hygiene products.
Well, if they have blood in them, that is unhygienic. It's a biohazard. If she's not wrapping them or anything, and she's just like tampon on top of the trash, you know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? Right. I wouldn't want to see that shit either, and I'm a woman. Like, what?
Right. But I have to assume that she's somehow wrapping them just in a way to where you can tell what it is.
I don't know. I mean, I wish we knew how this was going in the trash can.
Right. Because, I later asked my wife if she could have a word with her, and she told me I was being ridiculous and that her daughter has had her period for 10 years and knows what she's doing. When I told her it was making my sons uncomfortable, she said my sons need to get a grip and turned over and went to sleep.
I mean,
as she should.
Though. They do need to get a grip.
As she should.
I mean, I think these kids both need a lesson. Shit. This is a genuine issue to me, and she didn't care enough to have a discussion about it. I asked my stepdaughter again in the morning, and she did the same as her mother, completely dismissed it. Both of them had told me to stop being so silly, but I don't see how being unreasonable when it makes my sons uncomfortable. Am I the asshole?
Update. Not even 2 hours after I posted this, my wife and stepdaughter gathered my sons and I and gave us a full intensive periods for pricks course. PowerPoint and all. It was a hoot. They made an interactive quiz and everything. My sons and I learned a lot and apologized to my stepdaughter. Thank you for your input.
What?
Oh.
I mean,
I want to do that.
Okay, so the sons are assholes for being so naive and uncomfortable about it, but I feel like the daughter might also be an asshole here. Like, I have a feeling that there's more to the situation. I mean, the dad and the sons have obviously been like, okay, we were an asshole. But, I mean, if the daughter is really just leaving her period products up on display, that's an issue.
Nope.
It's really a biohazard, but...
Comment from Wish. Hijacking the top comment since I doubt OP will edit to add this in. He said in his replies that she wraps the pads/tampons in the packaging before throwing them away, so the sons can't even see any blood, and the garbage bin has a lid.
What? This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Like, I'd understand if they weren't properly wrapped or if they were properly
that they weren't
wrapped
up. They were just like on top of the thing, you know, like on top of the toilet.
Right.
Everything in the trash.
And I'd somewhat sympathize if they still had a smell, because even properly wrapping them does not always contain the smell. you know?
Yeah, and that's, I think,
But,
to be a part of the mother and stepdaughter's thing is that they need to take the trash out of the bathroom every single day.
right,
If not, a couple times a day, depending on your flow. You know what I mean?
right. Although I think, to be petty, she should have somewhat flushed it and let him deal with the plumber and all that. I later asked my wife if she could have a word with her, and she told me I was being ridiculous and that her daughter has had her period for 10 years and knows what she's doing. When I told her it was making my sons uncomfortable, she said my sons need to get a grip and turned over and went to sleep.
I mean,
As
they
she
do,
should.
though. They do
As she
need to get a
should.
grip.
As she should.
I mean, I think that these kids both need a lesson. Shit. This is a genuine issue to me, and she didn't care enough to have a discussion about it. I asked my stepdaughter again in the morning, and she did the same as her mother, completely dismissed it. Both of them had told me to stop being so silly, but I don't see how being unreasonable when it makes my sons uncomfortable. Am I the asshole?
Update. Not even 2 hours after I posted this, my wife and stepdaughter gathered my sons and I and gave us a full intensive periods for pricks course. PowerPoint and all. It was a hoot. They made an interactive quiz and everything. My sons and I learned a lot and apologized to my stepdaughter. Thank you for your input.
What?
Oh.
I mean,
I want to do
okay,
that.
so the sons are assholes for being so naive and uncomfortable about it, but I feel like the daughter might also be an asshole here. Like, I have a feeling that there's more to the situation. I mean, the dad and the sons have obviously been like, okay, we were an asshole. But, I mean, if the daughter is really just leaving her period products up on display, that's an issue.
Nope.
It's really
Nope.
a biohazard, but...
Comment from Wish. Hijacking the top comment since I doubt OP will edit to add this in. He said in his replies that she wraps the pads/tampons in the packaging before throwing them away, so the sons can't even see any blood, and the garbage bin has a lid.
What? This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Like, I'd understand if they weren't properly wrapped or if
I
they
was
were
thinking
properly
that they weren't
wrapped,
wrapped up. They were just like on top of the thing, you know, like on top of the toilet.
Right.
Everything in the trash.
And I'd somewhat sympathize if they still had a smell, because even properly wrapping them does not always contain the smell, you know?
Yeah, and that's, I think that
But-
needs to be a part of the mother and stepdaughter's thing is that they need to take the trash out of the bathroom every single day.
Right.
If not, a couple times a day, depending on your flow. You know what I mean?
Right. Although I think, to be petty, she should have somewhat flushed it and let him deal with the plumber and all that. But you know, that's just me.
Am I the asshole for kissing my friend's brother without his consent during Truth or Dare? Yesterday I was supposed to spend the night at my friend's house for some of my classmates, and we were playing Truth or Dare. There's really no reason for us to choose truth since we already know a lot about each other, so we mostly just went with dares. It was pretty fun and we had some weird challenges.
I was staying next to my friend's turn and a classmate challenged me to kiss him. His sister immediately told my friend to change the dare, and so she did. To be clear, her brother did not say anything when he heard the dare, and just laughed, so he definitely looked like he was okay with it, right? Well, wrong. Because after I kissed him, he told me, "What the fuck am I doing?" and looked like he was really grossed out about it. I was honestly a bit offended and asked him why he is so grossed by me kissing him. I am actually a pretty okay looking girl, and even if I wasn't, there's no reason for him to act like this. He ended up leaving the game, and my friend told me that what I did was wrong on so many levels and to get out of her house. My other classmates didn't say anything, so I think they were on my side, but didn't want to participate in this argument. I will ask them when they go back home. Anyways, I did end up leaving. Do you guys think I was the asshole here? Please do not comment yet. Read this.
Okay, I don't know how to explain this without being misunderstood, but could you guys do me a small favor? I use a throwaway account for privacy reasons, but the thing is, if this post blows up, there's a high chance for my friend to still see this. Could you, instead of commenting, DM me if your judgment is da-da-da-da, whatever.
Edit. Oh, come on, guys. This post is 1 in rising now. Can't you please do as I asked? Would you be okay posting on this subreddit just to get full of, yeah, the asshole, and your friends see them and laugh at you? Edit. Hey mods, please check your inbox as I sent you a message. It's urgent. Edit. Okay, the mods responded about the auto mod and they basically told me to suck it up and deal with it. Guys, please, just do as I asked you. I accept my judgment.
Yeah, you're just an asshole, plain and simple.
Right? Like, it doesn't matter if he didn't say anything or not. Him not saying anything is not a yes.
Exactly.
Like, if... Okay, we're gonna do the same thing. If this was
posted during
guy...
COVID, too.
Right?
During COVID.
If this was a guy who posted it...
Right, yeah, back to our double standard thing.
Like, yes, everyone's calling her the asshole. But if this was a guy that posted it, he would have reports against him for assault.
And that's where we're going to end it here on the Sinister podcast for this week. Catch us next week. We're going to be doing the finale of our Reddit story. And that's going to be it, Sinisters.
Bye, Sinisters.